Before we actually start to put our cupcakes onto our background, let's pause and let's take a few minutes and let's make things a little bit easier for ourselves. Let's assemble the cupcakes first, and then we'll talk about placing them onto the background. So you'll need to get your cups that are inside your envelope. You will also need to locate all of your painted tops and your cherries. Now, very carefully, of course, because you always do your very best job in art class, you are going to cut these tops out. You are also going to cut these cherries out, but don't let anything get lost. If you get stopped because it's time to clean up before you are done, you put anything that you have cut out into your envelope with the cups so they don't get lost. And then you just finish next time. All right, let's get cutting. The only thing you need for this is your materials and a pair of scissors. Now remember what I said. Do a very nice job cutting. Cut on the line. No background white paper showing on our cupcakes. And make sure that you keep the cupcake sections together. Do not cut on those lines right there. Just cut around the outside. Take a look. Now remember, Wayne Thiebaud liked to have an outline. So when you are cutting out your cupcakes, cut in such a way that you don't cut the outline off. Cut right beside it or maybe just a little bit on it so that when you're finished, it still shows. Keep cutting. Now, when you're finished with your tops, you might want to store them in your envelope just in case you run out of time and have to clean up. That way, they're not mistaken for your neighbors or accidentally thrown away. Now we're going to cut the cherries. Same thing. Do a nice job. Stay on the pencil line. There we go. Again, keep these. These are very easy to get lost. Keep those inside the envelope until you need them. Now we're going to start putting the pieces together. Now remember what you learned about foreground, middle ground, and background. The area in the foreground is where things are large because they are close to you. And so for the foreground cupcake, you're going to be using your largest cup, your largest top, and your largest cherry. Please make sure that you are getting your sizes matched up because you don't want to glue them together and then have to take them back apart. That would not be good. Take a look. Let's show you what to do. So I have taken all of my parts out of my envelope and I've gotten them arranged so I know that my big sizes are going to go together, my medium sizes are going to go together, and my small sizes are going to go together. Now it's just a matter of gluing things together. So you will need a glue bottle, and at the very top on the front of your cupcake cup, you are going to put just a very small line of glue. Very skinny, please, because you don't want glue spreading out and getting this paint wet. I'm going to take my top and I'm going to place it just over that line of glue. You don't want to overlap, obviously that would be ridiculous. Even here, I'm going to be shrinking my cupcake a little bit if I overlap too much. So I really just want to overlap the very top edge. That's another reason you don't want a lot of glue because you'll have it spreading out on the back and on the front because you're really not overlapping very much, just the smallest bit. Now, like I've told you before, when we glue painted paper onto painted paper, it takes in a little extra patience. We have to hold it and let it get stuck. Then we're going to glue our cherry on top. Put one dot of glue on the frosting, not on the cherry. Because if I put my glue on the back of my cherry, I'm going to be gluing it onto my table. One dot of glue, and please make sure, let's check, we need our highlight to be on the right where the rest of our light things are, because remember, If I go this way, this is not making sense. If I have my light here, and then suddenly it's on the opposite. So make sure you check the placement of your highlight. It should be on the right, lining up with the light on the right and the light on the right. Stick it on there. It might overlap, it might stick off the top, or it might be completely on your frosting. That's your choice. I'm gonna hold that a few minutes. Now I have one cupcake completed. Isn't that just darling? If you get stopped before you get finished, you will not put this in your envelope because you might have some glue here and you would just glue your envelope together. Not good. You will need to put this on the red carpet to dry, but please write your name. If you are putting this over on the drying area, if it's going into your folder or your envelope, you do not have to write your name. If this is going anywhere else, write your name on it. I'm going to set that aside and I'm going to do my next one. Remember, very important, just a small line of glue at the very top, overlap just a little bit. I'll give it a few seconds to stick. One dot of glue on the frosting, not on the cherry. Line up your highlight on the right hand side. We're making all of our lights on the same side. And if you need to, write your name. See that glue? That's what I'm afraid will happen if you put this in your folder or in your envelope. That little piece of glue will stick this onto something. And it's gonna cause you to have a problem. Last little guy, super small line of glue, very small overlap. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Glue on the frosting, line up the highlight on the right hand side, and if you need to, write your name. Now we have 3 cupcakes, one large, one medium, one small, and they look so cute. And now I am ready to glue them on to my background.